today and thanks for joining me. This is the Adobe Fikemba theory. In this channel, I told you I'm going to be teaching you physics, chemistry, and biology. And today I'm going to be teaching you biology, and the topic for today is cell structure, components, and their functions. Cell structure, their components, and also their functions. So, what is cell? The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. I take it again. I'm going to write this down so that you can see the important points there. So the cell is the what? The basic. Okay? The basic structural and functional what? Unit of life. Okay? The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. So the smallest part of an organism, is the what? The cell. Do you understand it now? So with this, you already know what a cell is. That's why we say it's basic. Okay? The very smallest part of the organism, which is the cell. And I want you to know something, that when we talk about the cell, we are going to be describing the cell on the basis of their complexity. We're going to be talking about cell on the basis of their complexity and looking at organisms that fall within that category. So, cell on the basis of complexity, cell on the basis of complexity include 1. Eukaryotic. 2. Prokaryotic. 3. Eukaryotic. Now, I'd like you to take note of something. You observe that we have karyotic. You will see this suffix, karyotic, is the same for almost all of them. But look at the prefix, a, pro, eu. When you see the word a in biology, it means no, or it does not have it. Okay? And when you see the word pro in biology, it's talking about something that is what? Primitive, or the first of its kind, describing that organism. And when you see something that is talking about eu, it's talking about something that is true, or we can say something that is more complex than the pro. So when you look at this now, the word karyotic is telling us about what? It simply means nucleus. Okay? Karyotic means nucleus. It means nucleus, or it's also describing a cell. So if we begin to analyze each of them, eukaryotic organism, okay, on the basis of their complexity, eukaryotic organism are organisms that do not have cytoplasm or the nucleus. They have a varying shape. But an organism that will fall under eukaryotic organism is the what? Virus. So virus belong to the eukaryotic type of organism. Okay? The virus does not have a cell. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why they are linked between living and non-living. So the virus is a good example of the eukaryotic organism. Let's look at the prokaryotic. Examples of organisms that will fall under the prokaryotic kind of cell will be what? Monerans. Okay? We have the monerans. Examples of the monerans will be what? Bacteria will fall in that category. Another example will be what? Blue-green algae. The blue-green algae will fall in that category. I want you to know there's a difference between blue-green algae and the algae. As we move on, describing the evolutionary trend on the complexity of these organisms, we will see the difference between blue-green algae and algae. So, the bacteria and blue-green algae, they belong to what we call the kingdom Monera. Okay? And they are prokaryotic, meaning they have a simple internal organization. What does that mean? It means that their nucleus is found suspended in the cytoplasm of the cell without a nuclear membrane. So that is why it belongs to this group. So that is what prokaryotic means. A cell with a simple internal organization. And that simply means nucleus is found freely in the cytoplasm. It does not have a nuclear membrane. So bacteria, blue-green algae. You want to know examples of blue-green algae? We have what we call the nostoc. Nostoc is a good example of blue-green algae. We also have what we call glycosepia. Glycosepia is another example. Maybe I add another one, oscillatoria. We have oscillatoria. Okay, let me write it this way so that you can see clearly. So we have nostoc. Nostoc for blue-green algae, glycosepia, and what? Oscillatoria. Oscillatoria. Is that clear? So we have nostoc, N-O-S-T-O-C, nostoc. Then glycosepia, G-L-Y, and then we have C-O-C-E-P-I-A, glycosepia, and we have oscillatoria, O-S-C-I-L-L-A-T-O-R-I-A. And the last one we have here is called the eukaryotic organism. Here, when you talk about eukaryotic, it simply means a cell with a complex internal organization. A cell with a complex internal organization. And in this case, it's a kind of cell in which their nucleus is not only found suspended in the cytoplasm, but it has a what? A nuclear membrane that surrounds the nucleus. So a nuclear membrane protects the nucleus and then all found in the cytoplasm. So that is what a eukaryotic organism will look like. And then example, we include most of the man, Pisces, we have amphibians, we have, okay, let me give you simple other smaller listen. Amoeba. Amoeba is a eukaryotic organism. Paramecium. Okay, paramecium. Also a eukaryotic organism. Euglena. Euglena viridis. Amoeba, Proteus, Paramecium cordatum, Euglena viridis. They are all good examples of what? A eukaryotic organism. In our next video, we shall be discussing the cell history. Cell history, maybe if there's still more time, we'll talk about cell theory. Thank you. I'd like you to share the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If I'm doing a very wonderful job, I'd like you to support me by doing that. I'm teaching you physics, chemistry, and biology. Thank you.